All right, I think we're live. My goodness, I am not even going to deny this, and I'm so frustrated. It is 7:35, and for the last 35 minutes, I have been dealing with technical difficulties. So I appreciate you joining me. Good evening. Oh man, it has been so frustrating these last 40 minutes. I've been trying to get on live here. So good evening, Facebook. Good evening, Instagram. Good evening, YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Welcome to tonight's fourth session of our Self-Care Summit month. We began last Monday with having it all. How come I still don't feel fulfilled? Tuesday night session was overwhelmed. What you say to yourself makes a huge difference. Wednesday night was name your thought, managing the roommate in your head. So if you've attended my live streams before, or any of my sessions before, please type in the comments, type hello, let me know if you're catching this live or as a replay. And if this is your first time joining me, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Dani 𝗬𝗫𝗍. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and a happiness transformation coach, and I teach ambitious women effective tools to build confidence and feel worthy again, whether post-breakup, single, or in a relationship. Now, if you heard me say the Self-Care Summit month earlier, and you're kind of like, what is she even talking about? So tonight's session is part of a series called the Self-Care Summit month, where I'm going live 3 times a week, every week until the end of the month, where I'm talking about and discussing actionable topics on how to manage waves of intense, challenging feelings, how to be able to navigate conflict, express your emotions better, get clear on and establish boundaries, and improving your communication and your relationships. Now, if you haven't already, you'll want to download my Wheel of Life packet for free so you can follow along with us in the series. You can download it by clicking the link in the caption of this video, or if you're watching on Instagram, you can find the link in my bio. So let's jump on into tonight. Feeling content with yourself, post-breakup, single, or in a relationship. A common pain point among my clients is feeling like they need a relationship, needing something else, someone else to feel whole or to feel complete. Or sometimes they'll kind of feel like they have to get their partner or get their person to do certain things. Some of my clients also approach me to work with them after dealing with a breakup. Sometimes they find themselves feeling a little lost, feeling a little confused. A lot of times my clients have reached out to me because they have noticed a pattern with their relationships. They'll notice that they're constantly attracting partners that have cheated on them, for example. Or noticing that maybe they really want to be with someone who's affectionate, and then in the past they've noticed that they've always settled for someone who really wasn't quite in alignment with what they actually wanted. Sometimes they've also noticed that they're okay with things that are really not okay. So navigating and creating their value and their worth along the way. I want to mention that through those moments or through those times of loneliness, we tend to fill that loneliness, those feelings of loneliness, we'll fill it. We'll fill it with either rebounds, we'll fill it with one-night stands, we'll fill it with drinking, we'll fill it with food, we'll fill it with shopping, we'll fill it with partying, we'll fill it with another unhealthy or another toxic relationship that turns out just to be similar to the past relationships or former relationships. So in order to see change, oh, hey, Sarah, how is it going? Thanks for joining me on here. You're on Instagram. Awesome. Nice to see you. In order to see change, we need to get to a place where we enjoy our own company. I forgot to check out. Let me just refresh this and see if I'm able. Oh, my sister's on Facebook. This is great. I'm actually able to see the comments on Facebook. I can see the comments on Instagram. Nice. Good stuff. Awesome. In order to see change, we need to enjoy our own company first. Why is that? You know that cliche? I know some of my clients hate it when I say that cliche. I don't really like it either. Sometimes when they talk about, you gotta love yourself before you love anybody else. And what that really means is that we take ourselves everywhere we go. We take ourselves everywhere we go. So if we're not good with ourselves yet, if we can't even enjoy ourselves in our own company, how can we still yet find someone else or create that relationship that we desire, right? So in my last session, if you've been paying attention, you'll remember that I spoke about naming your thoughts, right? To name this, if you remember this. This was in the last session, last week, Wednesday night. By the way, if you missed that session, go back and watch it and check it out. Because what I said was, if you think about the comic strips, right? Or when you're reading the comic strips and someone is thinking something and it looks like this, it looks like a thought bubble, right? So naming this, name this thought. If you've read the book Untethered Soul, he refers to this as your roommate. So naming the roommate in your head. And what happens is through us shifting our thoughts and developing a better relationship with our thoughts, in turn, we start to develop a better relationship with ourselves. So we spoke about shifting to neutral thoughts. So often we try to go from a hard negative to a hard positive rather than just trying to get ourselves in a neutral space. So if you missed that last session on Wednesday night and you're kind of a little bit lost and you're not sure what I'm talking about. So say, for example, if I'm telling myself things like, I'm drowning, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, how am I ever going to do this? It's just one thing after another, I can't seem to breathe, right? If I keep telling myself those kinds of thoughts, I'm going to start to create those kinds of feelings for myself, feeling angst, feeling overwhelmed, feeling unsure, right? Feeling very insecure. So instead of trying to go from that to everything's just going to be okay to a fake positive, you probably want to slap me in the face if I said that to you. So instead of trying to go from negative to fake positive, just going to a neutral space. So a neutral space looking like we've always figured this out. You know, we've survived 100% of our worst days, that we're going to take this one thing at a time. So we're not negating this, right? We're not trying to go from negative to fake positive. We understand that things are still challenging, but we're just going to a neutral space. So if you download my Wheel of Life packet, it'll help you to zoom out so that way you aren't operating purely on emotions, and that way you can begin to see and tackle the specific area of your life in which you may want to begin with when it comes to making shifts or making changes. So if you haven't already downloaded that packet, the link is in the caption of this video, and if you're watching on Instagram, the link is in my bio. As this is our second week, and perhaps you have already downloaded the Wheel of Life packet, and maybe you're interested in working with me, I do offer a complimentary 30-minute discovery call where we talk about where you are, where you'd like to be, and if we're a fit. So if you'd like to schedule that call, you can go to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏/connect. Again, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, the link will be in the caption of this video. If you're watching on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you found value to our session tonight, please share this video with a health and well-being bestie of yours. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. And be sure to join me tomorrow evening as we continue to move along in our second week of our Self-Care Summit Month. If you're watching on Facebook, turn on the notifications so that you don't miss the Dani 𝗬𝗏𝗏 page notifications. If you're watching on Instagram, make sure you add me to your close friends so that way you don't miss any alerts. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe so that way you can turn on those notifications so you get alerted when I've uploaded a new video. So I will see you all tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, and that's 4 p.m. Pacific. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, my name is Dani 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏. I'm a virtual licensed psychotherapist and a happiness transformation coach. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you here tomorrow night.